Hello everyone, welcome to BioLessons. Today's class is about chapter 1, that is the living world, and we would be completing the whole chapter in this lecture. So what's inside this? All the important concepts like what is diversity, how do we identify the organisms, name them, classify them, what is the field of taxonomy, what's the difference of taxonomy with systematics, and what is taxonomic hierarchy with examples, and we'll be understanding each level in detail. What else is there? So you have the summary for all the important NEET points. Then what are the areas you need to cover from the PYQ perspective? All that we are going to discuss. So let's start with the topic. So we will start by understanding what is biodiversity. Bio means biological, okay, refers to the living organism. Then diversity means variety. Variety with respect to the number of organisms and the types of organisms. So whatever number and types of organisms are present on earth, that is called as the biodiversity. Around some 1.7 to 1.8 million species have been described, and new species are still discovered. Why? Because new habitats are discovered and previously unknown organisms are identified. Now, so having a large number of living organisms, we need to classify them. Why? It makes the study easy. We can identify the organisms, the old one, very easily, and we can fit the new ones into a particular level. And universally, if we see throughout the world, we can talk about an organism by a common scientific name. It avoids confusion. That's why classification of the organisms is very important. Okay. Then we have something called as scientific name. What is scientific name? It is the unique name which is assigned to an organism based on agreed principles and criteria, so that the organism is known by a single name all over the world by the biologist. Okay. So who decides the criteria for it? There are two committees. For plants, we have ICBN, that is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. And for animals, we have ICZN, that is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. Clear? Method of giving the scientific name involves binomial nomenclatures. So what is it? Look, the word bi means two, nomial means component. So this particular naming system has two components in it. That's why it is called as binomial nomenclature system. So what are the two components? The first word is genus, second is the specific epithet. These are the two components in a binomial nomenclature system. This particular system was given by Carolus Linnaeus. Let's take an example for it. Look, mango is a fruit. So the scientific name of mango is Mangifera indica. Now, the first word Mangifera is a genus and the second word indica is a specific epithet. Okay. There are some rules while doing the binomial nomenclature. Each of the words which we have here, both genus and species, should be written in Latin, and they should be in italics if printed. Okay. If we are going to handwrite it, or if they are handwritten, then we need to underline separately the genus and the species. Okay. Now, next thing is the genus. The first letter of the genus should be always in capital. Rest all should be in lowercase. Okay. The first letter of specific epithet should be in the lowercase. Okay. So if you are asked which of them is correct for the scientific name of Mangifera indica, look here, both the first letter of genus as well as species is written in capital, so it is wrong. The second one, where the first letter of the genus is in capital while the second letter is while the first letter of the species is in lowercase, that's the correct answer. Okay. So that's a common NEET trap. Okay. Another thing is that sometimes to the scientific name, author's name can be added at the end. So here we have Mangifera indica Linn. So this Lin, it refers to the author Linnaeus, who has described Mangifera indica for the first time. Okay, it's very simple. I hope it's clear for you guys. Let's now look at some examples of scientific names. Humans are known by the scientific name Homo sapiens. So here the first letter refers to Homo and the specific epithet is the sapiens. Similarly, for lion, it is Panthera leo. Panthera is the genus and leo is the specific epithet. And mango, we already discussed. Okay, next is housefly. Housefly is known by scientific name Musca domestica. Here, Musca is the genus and specific epithet is domestica. Clear? So we understood what is binomial nomenclature system. Let us now see classification. Okay, it is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories. Based on what? Based on some easily observable characters. And these levels or categories are obtained by studying the external and internal characters, structure of cell, developmental aspect, as well as ecological information. Okay, now the process of classification of all living organisms based on these characters is known as taxonomy. So the process is taxonomy, and after classification, the levels we get, those are known as taxons, and the plural is taxa. So taxon is any taxonomic group. It is the unit of classification. Is that clear? The different taxons or levels which we have in biological classification are, starting from the top, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So kingdom is the highest level of classification while species is the lowest level of classification. You can easily remember it using the mnemonic. King Philip came over for good soup. K for kingdom, P for phylum, C for class, O for order, F for family, G for good for genus, S for species. Okay, very easy. Now, before we do the process of classification, the steps in taxonomy are, first we have to characterize the organism, and step 2 is identification. That is, we have to identify the organism with respect to the similarities and dissimilarities. Third step is nomenclature. That is the process of assigning scientific names to the organisms. And the main committees, as we discussed, are ICBN for plants and ICZN for the animals, right? Finally, we have classification where we group the organisms. Is that clear? Always remember that identification of the organism always comes before nomenclature. There is another important term which you need to know is systematics. It is derived from the Latin word systema, which means systematic arrangement of organisms. It was described by Linnaeus in the book Systema Naturae. So what is the difference between taxonomy and systematics? Taxonomy involves identification, nomenclature, classification, while systematics, it includes taxonomy. Along with that, it also includes evolutionary relationships and phylogeny. Okay, so you can remember, while taxonomy is just naming and classification, systematics means taxonomy plus evolutionary relationship. It is a very important concept and often comes in NEET. So taxonomic hierarchy is a specific arrangement or sequence in which the different levels or taxons are arranged while doing biological classification. This is the overall taxonomic hierarchy. Okay. Now, if you pay close attention, as we go from the top taxon or the top level kingdom to the bottom level species, then variation between the species will decrease or similarity will increase. Additionally, what will happen? Number of organisms that are there in the kingdom will be more than that of the lower rank, that is a species. Okay, so the higher the rank, more organisms and fewer common characters, and lower the rank, that is fewer organisms and more similarities. It's a very important concept. Let's now study the taxonomical levels in detail. Starting from the bottom, species is the basic unit of classification. Members of this group have fundamental similarities. Okay, examples of species: Homo sapiens, that are us humans; Panthera leo, that is the lion; Mangifera indica, that is the mango. Okay, so these are the example of species. And what is genus? A group of closely related species. So example, if you see, Panthera is the genus, and what will come under Panthera? Panthera leo, that is lion; Panthera tigris, that is tiger; and Panthera pardus, which is leopard. Okay, clear? Let's take another example. For plants, we have Solanum genus. Under Solanum genus, we have many species. For example, we have potato, that is Solanum tuberosum. We have brinjal, which is Solanum melongena. We have tomato, which is Solanum lycopersicum, and nightshade, which is Solanum nigrum. Right? So all these species are different. How? Because potato has a tuber, brinjal has an edible fruit, same with tomato. Both are different with respect to the fruit. So they are different species, but they come under the same genus, that is Solanum. Clear? Now let's look at family. Family is a group of related genera, and examples of it can be Solanaceae family. If you see, we have Petunia, Datura, and Solanum in this. Similarly, if you see cat family or the Felidae for animals, we have tiger, lion, and the common house cat or the Felis domestica, which will be in this cat family or Felidae. Okay. Now the group of related families, if you see, that is called an order. Now what can be example of it? Order can be Carnivora. Example. So Carnivora is what? The order in which the animals will be eating meat. So what will come under this? Felidae will come, which is a cat family. Canidae will come, in which we have the dogs and the foxes. So all these are related family, and they will be grouped in a common order, that is Carnivora. Is that clear? Let's now see class. Class is a group of related orders. Example, if we see, under Mammalia, we have Primata, which is composed of humans, apes, okay, and Carnivora, that is the meat eaters. Also, we have the Herbivora, that is the grass eaters. Now, all of these have one common thing. What is this? They feed from the mammary gland. So, they are under the class Mammalia. Okay. Next, a group of related classes is called as phylum. What is the example of it? We have Chordata. Now, what is a common feature for Chordata? Chordata, they show notochord and dorsal hollow nerve cord. So, these are the common features which is present in the Chordata. Finally, we have the highest taxonomic category, that is the kingdom. Under it, what will come? Plant kingdom will come and animal kingdom will come. As we already see, if you see kingdom, the number of species will be most in them, because it will constitute all the plant for plant kingdom and all the animals for animal kingdom. But the similarities between the organisms will be less. So highest rank will have the least similarity and the largest number of organisms. Is that clear? Now, let's summarize the concept. So, species is similar individuals. Genus is related species. Related genera is called family. Related families is called order. Related orders is called as class. And related classes is called as phylum. And the highest category is the kingdom. Okay, let's take a common example of lion. So the species here is Leo, the genus is Panthera, then it belonging to the cat family, that is a Felidae, and order Carnivora because it is a meat eater. Then it belongs to the class Mammalia because it feeds on milk. Then phylum will be Chordata because it has notochord and the dorsal nerve cord. Then it is under the animal kingdom. That's why kingdom Animalia. Is that clear? Let us now look into some of the examples of organisms with their taxonomic categories. This table is given in NCERT and is very important. The first one is man. The biological name is Homo sapiens, and the specific epithet here is sapiens. Then genus is Homo. Okay, it belongs to the family of hominids, that is Hominidae. Order is it is the arboreal organism, so Primata. Then class, it feeds on milk, so Mammalia. And the phylum, it belongs to chordates, has nerve cord. Okay, so it is in the phylum Chordata. Then come to housefly. Housefly is Musca domestica, and Musca domestica, the genus is Musca. It belongs to the family of Muscidae, and order is Diaptera, class is Insecta, phylum is Arthropoda. Similarly, if you see mango, Mangifera indica, genus is Mangifera, family is Anacardiaceae, order is Saptinidales, class is Dicotyledonnae, it is a dicot, and phylum is for plants it is division, so the division is Angiospermae. Similarly, let's check for wheat. The biological name is Triticum aestivum, genus here is Triticum, family is Poaceae, order is Poales, and class, because it's a monocot, it belongs to the class Monocotyledonnae, and as it is an angiosperm, it belongs to the division Angiospermae. Always remember, for the animals we have phylum, but for the plants we have division. Is that clear? Let's now summarize all the concepts. So, biodiversity is the number and the type of the organisms. Identification, nomenclature, classification, they are the important steps of taxonomy. Systematics constitutes taxonomy plus evolutionary relationship or phylogeny. Then for nomenclature, we have ICBN committee, which is for the plants, and ICZN for the animals. Now, binomial nomenclature is a two-part nomenclature system constituting genus and species, which gives the scientific name, and it was given by Carolus Linnaeus. The basic unit of classification is species. If you see taxonomic hierarchy, I gave you the mnemonic. Remember, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus and species, starting from top to bottom. Now, rules for the binomial nomenclature. The scientific names are always written in Latin. It has two parts, genus and species. Always the first letter of genus starts with a capital letter, rest all small. And the biological names, if printed, they are in italics. If handwritten, they are underlined separately. Now, if author's name is present, it is after the biological name, and it should not be in italics. We check the example of Mangifera indica, Linn, which was described by Linnaeus, if you remember. Then come some of the common NEET drafts. Taxonomy and systematics. If we see which one is broader, because systematics involves the evolutionary relationship, it is broader than the taxonomy. The highest rank is species. It is a wrong concept. Kingdom is the highest rank, species is the lowest rank. Now, Panthera is a species. Wrong. Panthera is a genus which has 3 species in it. Panthera pardus, Panthera leo, and Panthera tigris. Okay. Then Homo species, this is wrong. Homo is the genus, sapiens is the species. Always remember, plants have divisions while animals have phylum. Okay. So the main PYQ hotspot areas are binomial nomenclature. Who gave the idea? What does it mean? What are the two components? Rules for the scientific names. Okay. Example, Mangifera indica, Linn. What is Linn? All that is important. Then identification of the genus and species with examples we saw for different animals, that is important. Taxonomic hierarchy, what is the correct sequence for the biological hierarchy or the taxonomical hierarchy, and what does each level or taxon means, that is important. Then Next, other important areas are taxonomy versus systematics. What's the difference? What is taxon? What is species? Okay. Then who gives the nomenclature for plants and animal, ICBN and ICZN? That is also important. Then what the other important areas are, what is biodiversity? What are the criteria we use for classification? So these are the important areas. I hope you are clear about it. So this was a one short video on the chapter 1, that is a living world. I hope you understood the concepts. If you found the video to be useful, please feel free to like, share and subscribe to my channel. If you have any doubts, please feel free to comment below. I would be happy to answer. Thank you everyone. Have a very good day.